Let's watch the world fucking burn. If people want to act like this, it's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time. We can watch the world burn.
That's what a raging narcissist look like.
I'll show you an example, chat.
How crazy are you?
Right here.
Let me show you how I threw bottles at her. This is a safety concern, not only for democracy, but also to me and to myself and to I. Who the hell is my girlfriend? I am the most important thing in the world. I am the main character. When I throw a water bottle, I do it like this. Watch me throw the water bottle. I do it like this. What? Do you see me? I do it like this. Watch me. Okay. Other than that, it was my house, my viewers, and my stream. What matters the most is my stream, my success, my feelings, my needs, and my desires. Got it?
I apologize if that made Emi uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time.
Do demons love the truth or do demons love lies?
Full demon time. Just letting you know. There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known. And it is time to go full demon time.
He's gonna expose everybody alive. What kind of a mindfuck is that? One of the worst fears of a narcissistic person is literally being unmasked in front of everybody. And that's exactly what she did, and she came with evidence. And there's other witnesses too, there's videos. Some people have pulled the video of him smashing and breaking the doors while she was streaming when he got angry that she got more views than him. So this is their worst fear. And that's the scariest part. Like, she's already left, and we all know that women fall victims to domestic violence and mostly murders when they're trying to leave or when they've left. And that is literally the most critical stage of this crazy relationship. The end. Hopefully he gets scared. Hopefully he chickens out and doesn't do anything worse than what he's already done. Probably he's just gonna try and do some damage control with the smear campaign, but probably not more than that, I hope. You can see it. And then for the contrast of this is him and his body language. He also wrote it down, so for those of you who criticized her for writing down her words, so did he. I can see it already. He thinks he's all about it. Can get away with anything. Yeah. You can read the entitlement in the body language.
Is this goodbye? No, it's not goodbye. Not at all. Explain yourself? I will. There's some people that are saying some pretty crazy things.
No emotion but anger that I read on his face. What do you guys see? I see him being irritated. I see entitlement. See how he keeps turning away instead of confronting. Yeah, and he's reading and he's not giving eye contact either.
To her through it, and my chat started to like us hanging out. I didn't have feelings for her or anything, but I thought
my chat starting liking us hanging out. Everything for the chat, everything for the numbers. I didn't have feelings for her or anything.
We could start hanging out more and be friends. So we met through the Annihilator Cup. A lot of you guys know this. I was playing with her. My chat liked her a lot. She was fun to hang out with, so we started hanging out.
I could use her for views.
To play games with each other on stream, and we started to grow closer together. We started calling each other, and we were flirting. We didn't do anything, but it was pretty obvious that Emiru had feelings for me as well as I had for her. But we couldn't really do anything because at the time, she was dating a girl named Bonnie, another cosplayer from another state, and I was dating Maya. Me and Maya broke up. I broke up with her because the relationship felt stagnant, and Maya's sanctuary started to take over a lot of her life,
and because I found Emi, and I thought that she would be a much more useful target of my abuse than Maya.
Hardly had time to hang out with each other. Since Maya...
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry about that. But if the relationships were overlapping, absolute narcissistic pattern.
I moved out. I knew I wanted the streamer to move into the house.
Use ChatGPT and saying he's cooked, right? I was reading the chat earlier and they're like, cooked. Yikes.
So fast. I didn't know if I wanted to be Emi, but she told me about a stalker.
And the funny thing is, hold on, we didn't start this off right. He called this the truth. insinuating that what she said is not the truth, but now I'm gonna come in here. I'm the center of the universe. I am gonna bring you the truth because nobody else can. And I have messages of everybody that are very interesting. And believe me, it's gonna be very interesting when I release them, but I'm not gonna release them now. I'm gonna keep you in anticipation and anxiety and fear of what I'm gonna release. He's probably not gonna release anything out of like that has any meat in it. That's what I'm reading.
That came to her house with a bat, and she didn't live at her house anymore. I told her to come move in with me in Austin because she had a stalker, and we want to make content, and the guy will probably be scared since there's a bunch of people around instead of her in her Kansas home by herself. From there, our relationship started growing very fast. Within just weeks of moving in,
that's what narcissists do, by the way. Love bombing you super fast to get you in their pockets, and then once you're in, that's when the abuse starts.
She would sit in my room with me late at night, and I would watch Pokemon over and over again, season 1. I loved it because she made me feel like it felt like my childhood and a place of calmness. She would fall asleep in my bed. With some nights, we would touch our backs or legs together. We knew we
Isn't that a little bit TMI? Like, what does chat care about if you touch your backs or not?
liked each other. We just knew it was a bad idea. Talks of her joining OTK happened fast.
We just knew it was a bad idea. Sounds like a way of him to reject her even though she's not even there, and maybe she rejected him. And he's like inverting the story.
Well,
maybe,
and I
maybe
knew that
not.
if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a shitty thing that I moved Emi in so fast and replaced Maya so quickly.
Oh! Here we go! He said it himself! Okay, I don't feel bad anymore. I was right! I was right. He replaced the poor ex-girlfriend with the new girlfriend. That's what they do. All the monkey branching.
People found out we were dating. I could be hated by my peers and lose what I created in OTK.
So he kept it a secret.
Didn't know if we were going to date, and I knew if we were going to make it happen, it was going to be very stressful. But I had no idea what was going to come. It was the beginning of January of 2022. Emi just had her huge party in an arcade.
So let me get this straight. He didn't have feelings for her. He saw that his chat liked her, so he dumped his ex-girlfriend and replaced her by Emi by moving her into his house for the views. Because he said they didn't have any feelings, and they were touching their backs, but they didn't think it was a good idea. And she clearly had feelings for him.
Birthday.
That's what he said.
Everyone from Austin was there, and as we were celebrating her joining OTK, there was a huge scare. Someone outside in the parking lot rammed into my Audi R8 and drove off. And while we were outside thinking it was a schizo viewer, we were told that the person who just hit my car was now inside holding a gun. This scared us to no end. Me and Connery's pants ran inside in fear to get everyone out and make sure everything.
That's the story where Emi said that he portrayed himself as the hero, and actually it was another girl who protected them.
Everything is okay. My first concern was Emi.
And he was hiding behind the door.
Cops came. The drunk driver did have a gun and was sentenced to 3.
I feel we're sharing a brain right now. Do you agree with me? I mean, they're so textbook. Yeah. It feels like textbook NPD.
3 to 5 years in prison. Me and Emi were terrified that night. And on the way home, I grabbed her hand and she grabbed mine.
I understand that he's reading and he's talking very fast, but even if you're reading and you're a fast talker, when you're telling the truth, like there's going to be some expressions on your face, there's going to be some pauses. It's not going to be that's the whole story. Like, how humans don't work that way. No.
And we knew we were trauma bonded and we didn't want to let go.
We knew we were trauma bonded. He wanted her trauma bonded. That's what they do. That's why they do the hot and cold. That's why the adrenalines are like so, like you have these crazy adrenaline rushes to a point where you get addicted to the highs and the lows. Sounds like he's ready. He's ready. Some sort of a story. Not his own side of the story. Yeah. Like a whole freaking narrative. Maybe he should write screenplays. I'd say more so malignant narcissism. Yes, absolutely.
We'd wake up together, stream together,
is
and
the
hang out with each
personality
other
disorder.
all night. She quickly
It's not just like the narcissistic.
became my best friend and someone that I felt for the first time I was in love with. We hung out all day, every day.
For the first time he was in love with somebody. What happened with the ex that they lived together? Didn't he love her? Wasn't he in love with her? Look at his chat. There's literally somebody typed idiot in caps lock. People are laughing at him.
We were always so happy with each other, playing games until the night, loving every moment we were with each other. I remember one day I left my house. She called me just so we can be on the phone together, as we always did. And we were playing a song called Falling in Love with You with Elvis came on, and I felt that love, first time I felt love for a girl, and I thought I'd want it to never let it go. The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights. We started to date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation,
That's because she was useful.
Perfect. She brushed over that I threw
for his views, and she was malleable, and he was controlling the hours and the days where she would post and when she would stream and what she would wear and all that.
Water bottles or my phone near her.
Wait, what?
Everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her.
She brushed over that I threw shit.
But that wasn't during fights. Perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she
what
got
about
a
the water bottles?
that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth.
While she was laying in the bed, maybe? Otherwise, how did you give her a black eye? And everything was perfect because she brushed it off in the first year. Jesus Christ, the pain that girl went.
She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
She had to tell him that she got a bruise from it for him to stop?
I will throw you and show you an example, chat.
How crazy are you?
Right here.
Let me show you how I threw bottles at her.
I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone. That's it. And when that's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her.
No, Shushenchik, this is the guy that you were defending. This is the macho in love that you were defending, Shushen. This is him. This is the guy who gave her a black eye by throwing the thing just like this with the demonstration. He's owning no accountability. No, absolutely not. Look at his expression. It's like, I did nothing wrong.
Everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone.
Just like, I just have like a flashback because I saw this video on TikTok today, randomly. Everything was fine with him and Maya, and then he suddenly told her to shut the fuck up or something of the sort. So it seems like the same reasoning. I threw shit at her, but it wasn't during fights. So if it's not during a fight, if it's a surprise attack, then it's fine. Such a twisted thinking.
On my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here.
That's childlike behavior. You're right. Adults don't act like this.
I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone. That's it. And when that's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her.
How did she get a black eye?
She even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that
I never hit her, but she bruises easily. So how did she get the black eye? Did she hit herself? Dajka, I love you, but please don't twist my words to you. I never defended him and explicitly said he's a piece of trash, probably. I meant when you said defended that he was in love and he was like hoping to get her back by writing these things and, you know, the thing that you related to get her back with the messages. That's what I meant by defending him, not like his physically abusive actions.
Or my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone
so
on
it was
my
a
bed
surprise
when I brushed
attack.
my teeth.
Okay, got it.
She did tell me she got bruises from
Hi,
it,
Diamond
and I stopped. That's all that happened. I did feel a lot of stress over the time of our relationship up until this point from her
I can
stalkers.
believe that.
From the ones that would show up at our old house, and also stalkers that just had from her TikTok postings. We found after being with each other that her stalkers had a lot would come to her a lot from her short form content. These people were schizophrenic and would think that she is talking to them. Whether it was songs she played, the way she looked at the screen, or just the titles of the videos, these people started to feel she was talking to them and come to our house to stalk her. These people thought in their head.
Were the stalkers interviewed? Did they give that information to the police? How did he conclude that they were schizos and they had these symptoms? Or maybe he just read something a little bit about the hallucinations and the types of hallucinations of schizophrenia online, and he was like, ooh, I can put this in my story. This would make a great story, because at this point my trust in this guy is so low that I could totally see this happening. Then again, I don't know. Maybe these people were schizos.
They were dating her. They were out of their mind and dangerous. I told her,
I'm not defending the stalkers. Stalking people is wrong.
if we're going to be serious about this relationship, I need her to stop posting as much and to not
I know, Shushan, right? It makes you wonder, like, how was she even with him?
farm these people. She agreed and understood that it was a safety concern for not only me, but the house.
Yes,
Russell,
Diamond Kid.
Simply, Corey, or any
So hold on. Listen to the lingo.
relationship, I need her to stop posting as much.
He told her to stop posting as much. Because?
And to not farm these people. She agreed and understood that it was a safety concern for not only me, but the house. Russell,
It's a safety concern for him and the house and other people. What about her?
Simply, Corey, or anyone that was in my house or anyone that was near us. She agreed that she wouldn't want to hurt anyone else and knew that posting these types of TikToks and posts can mess with us and is something I'm not comfortable with as a
He says it as if she's the one hurting them
guy. So she would tell me that if I had a problem
by
to let her
posting
know.
on TikTok.
And at first it was minor things here and there, but over time it got harder and harder to deal with. There were more stress on top of this. We both had to hide the relationship from everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I could get in a ton of trouble with OTK.
Manhole, I completely agree with you. I think that somebody wrote this for him. This went through some professional. He was like, here's what I want to say. You write it down, you edit it, you give me the final thing, and I'm just going to read it out. What I meant to say, maybe it's like legally protected, making sure that he's not saying anything that could be used against him, even though he's saying so many incriminating things. But only to like a person who is interested in psychology, maybe.
And cause a ton of problems. I told her if we were going to be serious about this relationship, I need to stop posting as much and to not farm these people. And then there was more stress on top of this.
So he's controlling her not only about what a time to post and when to stream and when not to be live, but also told her to stop posting and like lower the frequency of posting because she's endangering everybody by her posts.
We both had to hide the relationship from everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I can get in a ton of trouble with OTK and can cause a ton of problems in my life. So I lied to all of my old friends, S-Fan included, who lived just next door to me, and everyone in
That was
OTK.
your decision, my
man. That was very
man.
hard for me to do. We had a doggy door between our rooms, just so we can hide it from everyone else, including my roommates. We would lock the doors to avoid our roommates finding out. As time went on, they found out, but to most of our friends in the Austin circle, they never officially knew. That stress alone would drive anyone mad, but our love for
Responsibility is always outside of him. It's the stress. The stress of hiding the relationship drove him mad. Okay.
each other was strong, and we knew we can handle it. In September in 2022, a lot of you guys know, I was canceled by Trainwrecks and others, trying to claim I covered up sexual assault. It was proven wrong, but that destroyed my mental health. I felt
So this is like a second allegation of him related to a sexual assault.
like my brain cracked, and I was never the same since. I was suicidal, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life. Every day felt like an absolute nightmare. I was losing OTK, my mental
Being blamed for something that you didn't do is absolute hell, and I don't wish it on anybody, and I understand how that can make you spiral down into depression. That is bad, and you should take care of your mental health, but it doesn't justify abuse.
health, and all my friends. Emiru was one of the only people that were there for me. She ditched sponsors to go with me to Japan. She went with me anywhere I needed because she wanted me to be happy. And she knew sometimes I freaked out, I lashed out, but she loved me and she knew I was in a terrible mental place. It got so bad, stress and constant talking about the same things over and over and no sleep and depression, that most of my hair started in anywhere I needed because she wanted people using OTK, my mental health, and all my friends. Emiru was one of the only people that were there
see
for
that
me.
now.
She ditched sponsors to go with me to Japan. She went with me anywhere I needed because she wanted me to be happy. And she knew sometimes I freaked out, I laughed.
Why all the cuts to the video? I don't know, maybe he streamed this and he... Actually, we can try and see if there's like a fuller version. You know what? I think you're right, because I did see a clip where in the beginning he just came into the video and he was saying something of the sort of demon mode unlocked or something of the sort. So he has cut off some parts. Oh! That is very interesting. Thank you for noticing that. If there's a way to find the real thing. Oh, maybe in the VODs in Twitch. Do Do you think he's deleted the VOD? Wouldn't that be crazy? Yesterday.
Hello.
39 minutes. Oh, that's the full thing.
Hello?
We're not gonna watch what we already watched, but at least. It starts with yo.
Hello. Hello?
The body language, man. The body language is so triggering to me. Ah!
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yo.
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 Who is this guy? Snuffy, this is the guy that allegedly abused Emiru and then stalked her and then threatened her and is now trying to smear her name. Enjoying listening to your takes. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm a little bit opinionated and I'm not filtering myself anymore. But yeah, I can be a little bit more gentle, I suppose. But I'm super triggered by this because I've lived through something similar and I'll probably be very sharp and pointy because I hate fakery and lies and I hate people trying to ruin a genuine person who truly cared for them for no reason.
Let's go, rip his head off.
And I'm very sensitive to injustices, so I might be a little crude in this video. I don't know if he can handle me unfiltered, but he's doing exactly what Emiru said he would do, absolutely. And if I were him, I knew I was cooked, I probably would have taken my time to reevaluate what my next step would be, even as a villain. Like, I would be a smarter villain. He's an impulsive villain. Not very emotionally intelligent at that, because the ego is operating, and you can see it through the body language as well. Like, it's just, I'm over it. I'm the top. I'm the center. I'm entitled to this. I deserve all the viewers. I'm gonna ruin her, and all of her viewers are gonna come to me because they're gonna realize that I was the man. And she was just a crazy chick that I dated, but I used her and I won. And now she's been discarded. And now, chat, I have a new girlfriend. Meet Jessie or whatever. You know, that's in his head. But I think the reality is going to be very, very different from his fantasy. That is being serious, very serious. Doing exactly what she said he would do. Yeah, he's going to blame her for the bunnies, and that's absolutely horrendous.
Up. Hello? Yo. Hey. Yo. Call Bean, he can fix this? No, it's okay. Yo. Yo.
I like unfiltered.
Yo.
I love that.
What up, chat?
I'm here for all the layers.
Yo,
I absolutely love that. Corgani, I have a feeling we're going to be good friends in this community.
Is this goodbye? No.
Because I'm not politically correct.
Not at all.
I think that it should be goodbye.
Yo. Explain yourself. I will. Promise you. We're not playing Marvel Rivals today. Tom, think of this up. Appreciate it.
The body language is just...
Yo, Miz.
Are you starting your right-wing grip? It's
Maybe.
getting close.
Yeah, we can't know.
What up?
Yo.
Yo, what up? Think of this up.
Yo.
Hey, yo, what up, sheep?
46.
It's time to go full demon time.
Yo.
Demon time. Just letting you... Yo, Fulton, thank you for the sub. Expose everything, bro. It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time.
I feel like we've heard enough. What more do we need to hear? What do demons do? They go into people and make them commit sins.
Why not? It is time to go
Do demons love the truth, or do demons love lies?
full demon time. Just letting you know. There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known. And it is time to go full demon time.
He's gonna expose everybody alive.
Why not?
Don't tell me I've subbed this long for nothing.
Oh,
Let's watch the world burn.
sounds like
Here, I'm
this
taking out
to
of
me.
sub-only mode. There you go. What's up, chat? Let's watch the world fucking burn. If people want to act like this, you know, I see some people saying some very obtuse things. We can watch the world burn.
That's what a raging narcissist look like.
Fuck it. Obtuse. Yes. There's some people that are saying some pretty crazy things that I was seeing. I haven't even gone on Twitter. I saw other things. I'm like, damn. But I've been around for 10 years now.
For the sake of me not just, throwing things here. This is the DSM-5 symptoms for narcissism, and you only need 5 to be diagnosed. I'm not diagnosing him. I'm just saying. Grandiose sense of self-importance. I think we've seen some of that. Preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, many viewers and all that. Power, brilliance, or beauty. Oh, by the way, they missed a perfect relationship. A belief that one is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people. Check. A need for excessive admiration. What happens when he doesn't get all the viewers? He gets mad. A sense of entitlement. Unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment. A lack of empathy, absolutely. Absolutely. Inability to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. This is more from the story of Emi. We haven't seen lack of empathy yet, but then again, when your ex goes online and she's in the emotional state that she was, saying the things that she did, if you're completely innocent and none of this is true, I would imagine he would feel empathy for her before he goes on there and he goes like, yo, it's full demon mode now. Let's watch the world burn. I think he has lack of empathy. Often envious of others. He was envious of her views. They were higher than his. And then what do we got here? Oh, come on. Arrogant, haughty behavior or attitudes. That's it. That's the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder.
A lot of you guys know.
Lucia, enjoy your cooking. What are you
Pretty
making?
far away from this stuff at this point, but I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious. I will not be friends with any of these people after this.
Absolutely.
Ludwig was
When
right.
you check
I
the toxicity, you leave, Diamond
am
King.
going to completely separate myself from these people in this community,
These
which
people.
is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people.
He's doing the
things that people
othering.
probably would never want to get released that are very interesting
Distancing.
for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on because why not?
We already saw that.
Go crazy. Who cares?
Yo.
Who fucking cares? But before
Yeah, it's
that,
very interesting. Thank you so much, Menhol, for bringing that up, that he cut up some things that he said. Very interesting that he chose to cut off some things like the let's watch the world burn and it's full demon mode.
I would like to address everything that was said today.
So he has some self-awareness.
I was playing with her. My chat liked her a lot. She was fun to hang out with. So we started hanging out.
Such an interesting thing with the movement of the eyes. He's doing that a lot.
We started to play games with each other on stream, and we started to grow closer together. We started calling each other, and we were flirting. We didn't do anything, but it was pretty obvious that Emiru had feelings for me as well.
Then again, it's hard to judge based on the movement of the eyes because he's reading off of a screen. But the timings when he chooses to look away to the side, and it's usually to that side, not the other side, would definitely suggest a pattern
As I had
here.
for her. But we couldn't really do anything because at the time
When
she
he said that he had feelings for her, he did it again.
was dating a girl named Bonnie, another cosplayer from another state, and I was dating Maya. Me and Maya broke up. I broke up with her because the relationship felt stagnant, and Maya's sanctuary started to take over a lot of
So when he remembers stuff, he looks to the right. When he's lying, he looks to the left. That's my
her
guess.
life, and we hardly had time to hang out with each other. Since Maya moved out, I knew I wanted a streamer to move into the house, preferably a girl to farm content with, but I didn't want it to happen so fast. I didn't know if I wanted to be Emi, but she told me about a stalker that came to her house with a bat and she didn't live at her house anymore. I'm telling you everything, chat, okay? Come on. I'm telling you the whole story. Sit down and relax, all right? Take a seat. We would fall asleep in my bed. With some nights, we would touch our backs or legs together. We knew we liked each other. We just knew.
You know what's weird to me? The way he tells the story is he moved her in as a streamer. They weren't even friends. He just wanted to have a streamer in the house so they could do collabs or whatnot. When she talked about them moving together, it was like she moved away from her house to be safe. So there's like already two different types of the story of the same reality. And moving away from your house, probably into a different state, is an enormous step to make, even when you're completely and utterly in love. And I feel like something's been omitted here or changed.
It was a bad idea.
Picked up on that.
Talks of her joining OTK happened fast as
movement,
well.
right?
And I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a shitty thing that I moved Emi in so fast and replaced Maya so quickly. If people found out we were dating, I could be hated by my peers and lose what I created in OTK.
And that's what's important to him. If he can't regulate his own emotions and allow his girlfriends to enrage him, even enough to throw objects at her instead of just going out for air, not much of a man, his internal world is probably a war zone. Like, the super ego is constantly berating him. He probably lives in shame. He's probably like, inner chatter is constant criticism of himself. I doubt that he knows how to regulate himself. I agree with that. As a general rule, for narcissism, looking for validation outside of yourself, it's because like inside of yourself, you cannot find that peace and that confirmation that you're worthy and loved and all these good things. So the inner chatter must be really, really bad.
I didn't know if we were going to date, and I knew if we were going to make it happen, it was going to be very stressful. But I had no idea what was
It was going to be under his rules.
going to come.
Because he lured her into his sanctuary and she moved states. She abandoned everything. She's isolated. She has no friends and family nearby. She's totally dependent on him now.
It was the beginning of January of 2022. Emi just had her huge party in an arcade celebrating her birthday on stream. Everyone from Austin was there, and as we were celebrating her joining OTK, there was a huge scare. Someone outside in the parking lot rammed into my Audi R8 and drove off. And while we were outside thinking it was a schizo viewer, we were told that the person who just hit my car was now inside holding a gun. This scared us to no end. Me and Conrad's pants ran inside in fear to get everyone out and make sure everything is okay. My first concern was Emi. I wanted her to be safe.
This is written in such a dry way. This scared us to no end. My first concern was the wall. I show zero emotion. It's so weird.
The cops came, the drunk driver did have a gun, and was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison. Me and Emi were terrified that night. And on the way home, I grabbed her hand, and she grabbed mine. And we knew we were trauma bonded, and we didn't want to let go.
Trauma bonded is the key word here.
We would wake up together, stream together, and hang out with each other all night. She quickly became my best friend, and someone that I felt for the first time I was in love with. We hung out all day, every day. We were always so happy with each other. Playing games until the night, loving every moment we were with each other. It felt poor. Jack, relax. I remember one day I left my house. She called me just so we can be on the phone together, as we always did.
It felt
and
poor.
We were playing a song called Falling in Love with You with Elvis came on, and I felt that love, first time I felt love for a girl, and I thought I'd want it to never let it go.
Shushenchik is trauma bombed. That's what I've been feeling here as a streamer of this stream. He knows the words that triggers her emotions. That's why he pauses. And he knew exactly what she wanted to hear when he wrote that long message of how he wants to be with her forever or whatnot. I forgot the exact verbiage, but something along the lines of so many things we can build together and live together and all that, because he knew that she wanted to be with him.
The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights.
Serious.
We started to date officially in January of 2022, And up until my cancellation, everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. It's because it's such a slip. Everything was perfect. Why was it perfect? Listen.
For a girl, and I thought I'd want it to never let it go.
Listen.
The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights.
Everything
we started
was
to
perfect.
date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation, everything was perfect.
Why?
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but
because she brushed it over. That's why it was perfect.
That wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat.
How the manhole?
Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
Diverting the focus into something absolutely minuscule and unimportant of the movement of how he threw the phone. I bet he trained for this before he shot this video, or rather went live. He stood in front of the mirror and he was throwing empty water bottles to simulate the most unabusive movement of throwing a object towards a person that would give them a black eye. It doesn't make sense. If you throw it like that, how did you give her a black eye?
And when that's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her. And she even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that I threw water bottles with her on my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth.
As a surprise attack.
She did tell me she got bruises from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. That's it.
Brezhnev style.
I did feel a lot of stress.
At least
over the
he doesn't
time of our
have a
relationship up
Brezhnev
until
and
this point from her
Gorbachev at the
stalkers.
same time.
From the ones that would show up at our old house, and also stalkers that just had from her TikTok postings. We found after being with each other that her stalkers had a lot from would come to her a lot from her short form.
He just wanted her to shrink and for him to grow and to get her viewers. Instead, what happened was the opposite.
These people were schizophrenic and would think that she is talking to them. Whether it was songs she played, the way she looked at the screen, or just the titles of the videos, these people started to feel she was talking to them and come to our house to stalk her. These people thought in their heads they were dating her. They were out of their mind and dangerous.
He looked there again.
I told her, if we're going to be serious about this relationship, I need her to stop posting as much and to not follow these people. She agreed and understood that it was a safety concern for not only me.
Chat, this is a safety concern, not only for democracy, but also to me and to myself and to I. Who the hell is my girlfriend? I am the most important thing in the world. I am the main character. When I throw a water bottle, I do it like this. Watch me throw the water bottle. I do it like this. What? Do you see me? I do it like this. Watch me. Okay. Other than that, it was my house, my viewers, and my stream. What matters the most is my stream, my success, my feelings, my needs, and my desires. Got it?
But the house. Russell, Simply, Corey, or anyone that was in my house or anyone that was near us. She agreed that she wouldn't want to hurt anyone else and knew that posting these types of TikToks
she wasn't hurting the people.
Can mess with us and is something I'm not comfortable with as a guy. So she would tell me that if I had a problem to let her know. And at first it was minor things here and there, but over time it got harder and harder to deal with. There were more stress on top of this. We both had to hide the relationship from everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I could get in a ton of trouble with OTK and cause a ton of problems. Would you guys stop spamming never sub, never donated? Okay, relax.
What did you have to throw the water bathroom with you while you're brushing? It's weird. Like, why would you throw it? Can you just walk and put it if you have to? And the fact that she had to tell him that she bruises easily means he's hit her more than once, and he refused to change his behavior. He just kept throwing things on her, near her, over her. Everything.
Started to fall out. and Emiru
What do you
started
think about the
to hurt
situation,
herself while we were in
Vangta?
Japan.
Besides the face. Oh, he's angry. What is he angry about?
As this time happened, I was a massive wreck. I couldn't think straight, and being that Emiru hung out with me all day, she too started to become high-strung. Ugh.
Oh. No, I think he has like watery eyes.
We would
but
yell at
I
each other,
don't know.
fight, and argue all the time. Things we never once did. I felt this relationship was taking a huge strain. But I thought it could be fixed over time, since things were just so amazing that first year. But
Yeah, but you were tired of pretending. And now the mask was slipping.
I'm so gay. But as we stayed around longer, I started resenting her a lot more. You can take it out of emote only mode. But as we stayed around longer, I started resenting her a lot more. I never want to talk about this.
He's got more cognitive load than Joe Biden. Oh my god! Why is that so funny? I can't. I'm trying to have empathy for the person because he needs help too. But it's so hard. It's so hard. Like, when you know that a person has systematically abused another, knowingly, intentionally, and they've been cruel intentionally, and then you've seen evidence of it, and you've seen evidence of him abusing more than one person, it's so hard. I'm like really fighting with myself.
But as we stayed around longer, I started resenting her a lot more. I never want to talk about this.
I don't ever want to talk about this, but then he brings it up. So this is like a fake I don't want to talk about this to try and look a little bit politically correct and just and better than the second person, which is Emiru, but now he has to talk about it. But they pushed him to that corner of him having to talk about the poor rabbits. But he never wanted to talk about it, chat. But now he's going to talk
Emiru
about
has
it.
a lot of rabbits. It was her calling
Emiru has a lot of rabbits.
when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food.
Could it be that in her room they were protected because she was there and she was taking care of them, and then when they were moved into the living room, something else happened?
No water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks.
Could it be that she was out of town and he was supposed to take care of them and he didn't, and that's why they had no water and no food and no clean bedding for weeks?
I, along with many
I have
others
many
who
questions.
would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year.
As I told you, this is the topic that triggered me, made me mad, and this is why we're covering this. Because in the process of me leaving my crazy ex, we had 2 cats. One was an outside only cat because he wouldn't allow any cats inside the house. The other one was a cat that I adopted and saved from like the streets. He was a baby and he was sick, and I somehow like convinced him to keep the other cat inside of the house because he needed like shelter and he was already like in a bad condition. And I don't want to give too much details, but like in the process of me leaving, both of those cats died in very questionable ways. And the way that that monster person fed off of my suffering over the death of those cats was diabolical. And I've questioned so many times, like after, if it's possible that he poisoned them, and I still have no answers. And I'm not saying that this is what happened here, and I'm not saying that he did it to our cats. I'm just raising the questions that needs to be raised, because this sort of a person who has no empathy for people, they have no empathy for animals either. And the way that he's smearing her, because he can't smear her for anything else, he would just pick out the one thing that she cares about the most besides him, because clearly she loved him and she lost him, is the bunnies or the rabbits that she loved and lost. And now she's gonna smear it in her face. And not only that, she's gonna make her to be the villain who neglected those rabbits. We weren't there. We don't know. But the fact that he's bringing the rabbits to say, oh, I'm not an abuser, she's the abuser. She killed her rabbits. Forget the sexual assault and the stalking and the threatening and all of that jazz. She killed rabbits. She's a rabbit killer. That really, like, I can't. Good point, Daya. Plus, we don't know what abuse trauma he might have experienced himself growing up. Absolutely. So very sorry that happened, Daya. Thank you. I've never talked about it besides my therapist. And I don't think I've ever voiced those questions that I just voiced because it sounds so paranoid. But at that time, I got super weird symptoms as well. And I'd never had those symptoms before or after in my life. And it looked like some weird poisoning. And it all just happened in the span of like 1 or 2 months. And then at the same time, he came home with a hamster one day without asking me or anything. He just came home with a hamster. And I fell in love with the little dude. He was so tiny and sweet and cute. I called him Toshi. And I created his habitat and bought him all these cool toys from the internet and gave him, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, like, besides, like, hamsters have these wheels that they run off, right? But I found like a ball that you could put him in, and then you can like set him free to wander around the house, and he's safe in the ball. It has like little holes for the air and everything, and he was wandering around in that ball, and it was so much fun. And he totally neglected that hamster, and if I wasn't the one like cleaning up and like feeding and doing all the stuff, he wouldn't touch him at all. And then one day, like, I let the hamster play around with the cat. It was so cool because like usually you have like Tom and Jerry movies where, you know, usually hamsters and cats don't go well, but ours were doing well, and they were like curious with each other, and he was like walking around in the ball, and like the little cat was playing around, and it was so beautiful. And then everything was normal, and then the next day my ex goes, "You left the hamster outside," and it was like 31 or 38 degrees. And my heart dropped like crazy, because what do you mean I left him outside for 24 hours? And I'm pretty sure I didn't. And it was like the level of gaslighting and like putting the poor animal to such danger. Thank God. Like the poor Toshi survived and he was good, and he was just very dehydrated, poor thing, and brought him back. But like this animal abuse and animal neglect and just like the lack of empathy for, it doesn't just extend to humans, is what I'm trying to say. Like if they lack empathy, they lack it for all beings. And for him to suddenly show empathy for the poor rabbits, and the way that he said that she had many rabbits, it's almost like he was annoyed that there were rabbits in his house. I don't know if I'm projecting. I could be. But I just have to raise these questions. Because how come the rabbits were taken care of, like well taken care of when they were in her room, but once they went into the living room, which is like closer to where he is, suddenly, or far away from her, suddenly she didn't care for them anymore? It just doesn't make sense in my head. Thank you for bearing with me through this. My sympathy for this twerp can be found in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. That is so poetic. Emi didn't deserve any of this for sure. Little Hamtaro. Yeah, I called him Toshi. He was the cutest little thing. I think if I searched through my hard drives, deep, maybe somewhere in Facebook, I could still find one little video of him eating a corn. He was the sweetest little thing. How did he know it was 24 hours? Oh, because, like, I had left the hamster to play with the cat the previous day, and we were playing with the cat and the hamster, and I would never leave him outside. Like for like they were just playing, and I would bring him back and put him in this. I had created this little habitat for him because the cage was way too small. And you know how hamsters hate small spaces? They would start biting off the cage bars. They start going crazy. So I made him like a bigger habitat. I had brought him in. And then the next day, so I assume it's 24 hours, the next day my ex goes, oh, you forgot him outside. Which, like, I can only, like, speculate as to what happened. It was, like, so stressful because we lived in a house and, like, his cousin lived in the, I don't know if it's called, like, a twin house or what it's called. It's, like, connected. And then we looked through the whole freaking yard and couldn't find him, and poor thing was dehydrated. It was really bad. And, of course, I took the blame and felt incredibly guilty and sad and terrible for this. But then I never remember leaving him outside. Like, I would never do that. He would also allow his son to do terrible things to small animals. So yeah, this whole animal neglect thing suddenly feels weird.
Of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, if you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you.
I doubt that his brother said this in front of her, so it would suggest that she was not there when his brother came to visit and had said these things. So that kind of like supports my theory that maybe she was not there when the rabbits were neglected.
Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits.
He shot a picture of poop instead of like cleaning it? What? Guys, humanity is doomed. I don't trust people after this stream.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't.
Okay, if she neglected them, why didn't he take care of them? Like, what? Because I took care of my ex's first cat and the hamster that he brought home that he didn't ask me about, but I took care of them.
People who came to my house knew that they were neglected.
I
This
didn't
is an
shoot
up-close
pictures
view
of him
of
neglecting
the rabbit
them.
cage
I didn't let
being
them be
completely
neglected.
disgusting
So
and neglected.
how does this make
She left them
sense?
to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's fucking disgusting.
It's like a VLC video.
This is a video from my own brother.
Exactly. Why didn't he take care of them? Why not file a complaint with the... So he's saying that he saw this, he allowed it to happen, and did nothing? Also, all I see is just like
Didn't record this.
a lot of poop. But where are the rabbits? The rabbits are not there. So maybe this was a place where they cleaned things and they put all the trash in. I don't know. I don't
These are
have
mites all around her cage.
any thoughts about this. This is crazy. It looks disgusting.
Okay. I would tell her to take care of them all the time, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many died just over a year or two of being
So he gave her orders to take care of them, and according to his words, she didn't
around
do
in
it.
my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt bad, and my brother once came over and said that if I marry her, he'll never forgive me. In fact, when Maya came over during my cancellation, she actually commented on Emiru's rabbits and said,
So his ex came over and commented on the new girlfriend's rabbits? I suppose the new girlfriend wasn't there.
these rabbits are completely neglected and this is disgusting.
Where was Emiru? Like, Emiru was gone, and I wouldn't be surprised if he neglected the rabbits while she was gone, both when his ex came in and his brother came in.
Emiru wouldn't clean the cages, and the smell became so bad that we started to have the rabbits just be outside.
Jeez.
I told her if that's the case, she's got to make sure she's giving them water. because they are her responsibility. Instead, these rabbits were left outside in 100-degree heat with no food or water or anything. Most of the time being in cages with no bedding besides poop all over the place. Emi didn't care. She would sit inside and play League of Legends all day. And what this showed me is that I don't want her to be my children's mother, and I couldn't see myself marrying her. The fights from these times started to get worse. I would constantly want to be farther and farther from her. I would use her for content, but after stream would want to be alone. I would use her for content, but after stream would want to be alone.
I would use her for content, but then want to be alone. Why didn't you just dump her, dude? Just tell her that it's over. No, gotta use her to the max. Jesus Christ.
I didn't know how to break up with her or end things. She was a co-owner of my org, the only person I knew, and the strain of the relationship and hiding the relationship was really taking a toll on me. On top of that, the stalkers were getting worse. One stalker came to my house, and I had to point a gun at him for 30
Exactly. It's not just one person's responsibility, and then if they don't do it, you're like letting the animal rot to death.
minutes until the cops came.
Chat, I'm freezing.
These stalkers are no joke, and the pressure from the relationship, the anger I felt, and the stalkers as a whole really made us lash out at each other. She would tell me that she doesn't realize what she's doing, that she didn't understand what she was doing wrong. But I would constantly tell her, on and off stream, that she needs to do more because these stalkers are getting worse. I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship.
Your language and tone were not the problem, my dude.
In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole.
He was ordering her around like crazy.
In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older.
Dress older, Emi. Stop streaming on TikTok or posting videos on TikTok, Emi.
To stop wearing pajamas.
Stop wearing pajamas, Emi.
To stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole.
Stop talking about the problem, Emi.
Stop talking about past relationships.
Stop talking about past relationships while I bring my ex while you're away to view your poor rabbits.
Yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want...
He just connected it! Didn't want to travel without me, which means she did travel without him. Those poor rabbits. Oh my god, Jack. Do not date a girl with animals. Noted. Why, Shushan? Don't you want to take care of something small and cute and helpless? Yeah, lol, that one just casually slipped out like he has no understanding of her.
I want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt.
Uh-huh. He wanted her. He wanted to be the one to hurt her, not others to get the credit for the hurt that she would feel when she's getting hurt by others. He wanted to be the main demon.
I didn't want Emi to get assaulted.
He said it in the beginning of the stream.
I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right.
Oh, it's an excuse. I deserve 1,000 chances because I did it wrong.
Could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it.
No, dude, you said it correct earlier. I used her for content, and the rest of the time, I didn't want to be near her. Or her rabbits, apparently.
I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man.
He's crying for himself. I think he's understanding that his chat is not buying it. Nobody's buying it. I think this is the moment that he realizes that, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
The last 9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic.
Nobody's buying it.
I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we...
I think this is a projection. I think this is exactly when she wanted to run away because that's what usually happens in these relationships. The victim is trying to run away and the abuser is chasing around. She tried to run away to Esfan's house. He chased her there. She ran away to the new house, old house. He came to meet her and assaulted her. So now he's saying that he wanted her to move out, but she wanted to be with him 24/7.
Out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we didn't sleep together or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to because I wanted to be alone.
Is that why she didn't answer your calls?
And that increased our fights, but the stalkers continued, and I got even more stressed. They started to take pictures of me whenever I would drive to her house.
So wait, he just said that he wanted her to move out, but she wouldn't move out. But then the stalkers would take pictures of him while she was driving to her house?
Sorry. They knew my every movement. I couldn't take it. Between the rabbits, the stalkers, and the overall ability to handle situations with
My dude, I'm sorry. Maybe those just became his stalkers now. They were following his every move, trying to prove that he was a stalker himself. I don't
each
know.
other, I
I'm
knew
just
this wouldn't
joking
last,
at this point.
but I didn't know how to get out of the relationship. She did not want to move out. As for me telling Cheddar to leave my house, he was swatting at Chompy constantly and making him bleed. I not only was the one that wanted her,
Yeah, he's very
telling Cheddar to leave
inconsistent.
my house.
Very inconsistent.
Didn't know how to get out of the relationship. She did not want to move out. As for me telling Cheddar to leave my house, he was swatting at Chompy constantly and making him bleed. I not only was the one that wanted her to move out first, I was the one that wanted the cat out of the house because
You cannot break up with me. I'm breaking up with you. That's the case here. That's the case here. That's the case here. Welcome back, Slider. Welcome back. She cannot claim the credit of leaving me. I wanted her out first, Jack. I'm the winner of this breakup.
he was attacking my cat. Every month went by the last year, and our fights started to get louder. We were breaking up with each other almost weekly.
It's making me
Fights
so
were getting
mad.
more aggressive.
And look how his emotional state has stayed flat. I mean, flat on the anger. He's like flat on the anger from the beginning until now, with some tears in between. Right, there was some wet stuff in his eyes. I saw it. It was real. That doesn't mean he was crying for her, though. His emotional state is completely flat throughout this whole thing. And he's talking about like a 3-year-old span, 3 years of span of his life. Things that happened with him in it. Very dramatic things, very sad things, very happy things, exciting things, stressful things. And he's remained in flat narcissistic rage. Nothing has changed in his emotions throughout this whole time.
shouting began to increase. I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emi was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the
How dare you do what? She threw
was also violent. She
plushies
would throw
at him.
clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
I threw water bottles at her. I threw a phone at her. She bruised easily. But she was also abusive. Chat, she threw plushies at me. I had to defend myself. I can't.
I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emi did this as well numerous times.
By the way, this is a manipulative tactic. If anyone tells you, if you leave me, I'm going to do this. I'm feeling so bad, I'm going to do this. This is manipulation tactic. They want control over you. First of all, they don't want to do this. People who want to do this, they don't use it as a control tactic. So they just want you to feel guilty. They want you tied to them. They want you to feel scared of leaving them. And they just want to abuse you.
She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in
That's what I thought, the same thing, Scuba. The stalkers were probably her friends recording when he was driving by her house to stalk her. Plushie means I have to give her black eye. It's insane. Heidi, welcome back. I don't know if you've been to here the whole time.
Kansas. She told me she was
lost my
going to kill
menu.
herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Out of aggression. Why does it not sound like her at all?
I'm just gonna leak everything because I don't really care.
What is he gonna leak? Oh.
This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house.
Emi primary? Question marks, which means he's ignored her maybe? I'm freaking out. What is happening? I'm so confused. Call me when you can. I'll call you back later. I feel like shit right now, literally. Wait, but it doesn't say who said this. It says to Emi, so how do we know that this is what she wrote? It could have been what he wrote, because we don't see like two different sides, you know what I mean? We don't see the names, we don't know who sent what.
I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill
I feel
myself.
so
I can't take this
alone
anymore.
and like a
I feel
problem.
so alone and like a problem.
That's
So
terrible.
just want to.
And then the answer is okay, you're okay. If that is true, if she sent this, it sounds like a call for help. Not like a threat, like a I feel so alone and like a problem, like that's bad. And then he says, okay, you're okay.
Show this. She was also using the I want to kill myself a lot in our situation and relationship. This is while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers. This stalker who was at my house, his background picture was Emiru, and when he talked to the cops, he was in love with her and thought that she was talking to him.
Plushies and dangerous? He could have gotten a fiber in his eye or something, right? He could have gotten a tear out of his eye. That could have been catastrophic.
It is disgusting what these stalkers can do. I will say this. The fact that this guy came to my house and the result of it was a cop brought him down the street to a QT, which is a 7-Eleven, 15 minutes away, and that's all they did, is terrifying for these girls and terrifying for the
One
situation
example,
in general.
she was, right, Heidi? We think the same things. People are writing to him out like a man.
Sorry. I knew that the relationship wasn't healthy at this point. I knew we had to end it and soon. One day, Emi posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her. We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to
I knew the relationship was toxic. I knew I should end it soon. We thought we could make it work. It's like such a narcissistic thing to end and come back and end and come back and end and come back. It's like almost bordering to dating a delusional person. Schizophrenics do that too.
get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house.
Don't tell me there's like there's a restaurant called BJ's where you can get food, chat, in the US. That's a funny name. I don't have iPhone, but yeah, that looks like a made-up message history. It looks a little bit like that window on the top. Let me find that. Where was it? Like this thing, it feels like it was inserted on top of it to hide something. I don't know. Is that how it looks usually? Because usually you can see like something here written, and then this is hiding something, but I don't know what it is. It's weird. And even if that's the case, even if she wrote this, and she's telling you like, I need to talk to you, I feel so alone and like I'm like a problem, and you're telling her you're okay, it's not very caring, man. Looks like emotional abuse, and she became dependent on him. Yeah, that's why they isolate the victim. So the person will be totally dependent on the abuser. Can't look for help or even confirmation and validation from the outside. So they would stay in that spider web of lies. It looks a bit odd. It does, doesn't it? So it's not just me. Come to find out that he was actually inside, behind the door. Yeah, right? And it was like a girl who held the weapon, and Bonnie who was like defending everybody. And I always found it hilarious. Yes, BJ has some good foods. What's their masterpiece, BJ? What is the BJ delicacy? What's the most expensive and the cheapest BJ can offer? You go to take me. You go for BJ breakfast or BJ dinners? What's going on?
Snuffy gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
Snuffy? Thank you so much for the gifted 5 subs! Holy bajuju!
Snuffy BG gifted 5 subscriptions.
Thank you!
Hype
Oh!
train is leaving the station.
My lovelies, we're in a hype train. Thanks for the BG. Everybody aboard! Train is leaving the station. Brew house, I believe. That sounds wonderful. There's no room for BG. Did they work during the nighttime?
We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and
I
started
don't
to
have
kiss.
red or white.
She
What
said
can I
that
do?
she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted.
Wait.
She yelped when we would get food. And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream.
When she told us about this story, she said that she was crying a lot. She was in her house. She didn't mention them going to eat, or maybe I've forgotten it. I just remember her telling it as if he came to talk to her. She was in her house after she moved out. And then he was comforting her by cuddling her. And then he started kissing her on her face. And she didn't resist. But it didn't seem like she liked that. She wanted that from the way that she expressed it. That's what I remember from her story.
And I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted.
I don't know if like advancing things for the next stage is kissing her on the face and then immediately pushing your hand inside of her pants, because that's what she said that happened.
She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general.
You could have just apologized or said sorry.
I got scared
Like,
and left the house.
immediately.
I apologized if that made Emi uncomfortable for me not saying
Oh,
sorry.
he said
and I
he
wish I
apologized.
said sorry back then.
Wait, what? He just contradicted himself again.
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emi uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
What kind of a mindfuck is that?
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emi uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
That has to be clipped.
But we got back together soon afterwards.
Oh,
and
no.
during those last few months where we were fighting, we were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress. And we were both agreed we need to talk about our future. Since it's been 3 years. We should see what we want, and Emi had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened.
Because the rest was lies? Or why would you need to say that in the middle of everything? Also, mind you, they decided to talk about their relationship and what they wanted. Have that in mind.
And she cannot argue this. One day, after staying over Emiru's
Didn't get
house,
any
Emiru
looks?
made me
Oh,
breakfast,
no.
and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her. And she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this
How dare she want me to marry her, this woman?
letter that I was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore.
This sounds like a horror movie written by an 11-year-old.
I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the
update.
relationship, that our trust had completely died, and that we had so many
Please go
issues
ahead.
that I couldn't deal with
Follow
it,
Girth.
and I was not
She's
mentally well.
amazing.
I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, don't...
This feels like a bait. Cause if you know you don't want any of that with her, why would you even go to talk to her and discuss your relationship and its future?
go. I love you.
Just to like give her a revenge, like an emotional revenge, to have her hopes up, and then she opens up and tells you that she wants to be married to you and have your kids, and then you're like, oh no, I actually don't want that, I'm not ready for that, bye. It's such a cold thing to do.
That week, I made flights to Japan because I didn't want to sit around and wait to
not a
possibly
trap.
get back together again.
It's great. Hold on, that was weird.
I have never talked to her in person since. I have messaged her numerous times wondering why I have been removed from OTK, Discords, and I was very scared because I didn't know what was going on. Nobody was talking to me or contacting me,
So he cared about the OTK, actually.
and I have had so much regret. Times where I wanted
For
to go
OTK.
back. Times where I've drunk messaged her love letters, as you saw on stream.
40 times, yes.
But after 10 months, I know we're much better off without each other.
Oh.
I did see her at a party once at Simply's house. The house was very...
If they're much better off without each other, and he didn't care, and she released that video, I think that it would have taken him much longer to respond than it took him. It almost feels like he was waiting for her to give any signal of life. Anything in his direction, good, bad, awful, anything, for him to jump back and create the communication, even if it's not direct. That's what it looks to me.
very small, and I opened the door, I said whoops, and proceeded to talk in the other room about what I possibly did wrong.
He didn't say
and
whoops,
began
that's not what
to
she said.
Ball out and be depressed because I just saw my ex-girlfriend.
Oh,
I want to make it very clear. I was not following her, nor lingering around her. I was with others the entire night. The house is about 2,000 square feet with about 50 people
yeah, and the mutual friend said that he went around opening every single door until he found her.
there. I, of course, was near her, but I was never following her. This year has been very hard for me, and I'm sure for her. I even went to Japan and drank every single night just to sleep. Going from being with each other for 3 years straight and trauma bonding to be completely alone is such a difficult thing for both of us. I began therapy in February of this year with EMDR therapy, something she recommended me when we were dating. I'm very
EMDR is something that you do for post-traumatic stress, and it's not always effective. I don't know if he has post-traumatic stress.
very happy to say that I feel better than ever, and I've gotten a
It's
lot
like
of the stress I've
reading
had
Harry Potter,
away.
right? It's
I've
so
also moved from
odd.
Austin myself, and I've had a lot of trauma lingering from there as a whole, and I feel a lot better from that. I truly hope nothing but the best
I'm
for
getting
Emi.
sleepy.
I know she said a lot of these things today, and I do believe a lot of them were false, but I do
He believes a lot of them. It's like he wasn't even there. It's an odd thing to say. Imagine you're being accused by your ex about something and you're like, I believe a lot of these things are false. It's almost like you're getting yourself outside of the situation and you're made to comment about something that you weren't there for. What?
hope nothing but the best for her, and
Very
I'm sorry that any of
sleepy.
this happened. I hate that we're in this situation, and I hope that she can move on.
I think
We
you
were in a
hope
toxic
that you
relationship.
can move on.
I saw that.
She's
I've
trying
realized
to
over
move
the
on.
years
He
of,
won't let her.
Over the years of 2 relationships now online,
That's all
that I'm
you
a horrible
want to
boyfriend and I have a lot to work on for myself.
You know what
I've
it
been
is? I figured it out. It's his monotone speech. Monotone speech always makes me super
Single
sleepy.
for the past 10 months, and I plan to stay that way.
And the weird
I'm
thing
continuing
is,
to-
he's talking about the most dramatic breakup of his life and everything that happened to him in the last 3 years with one of the most beautiful girls on Twitch in such a stagnant, monotone, boring voice, as if he's trying to tell you that tomorrow it's going to be 28 degrees, a little bit cloudy, a little bit sun, not too much rain down south, but keep your umbrellas in your backpacks. And also, Emiru dumped me, but it was the best decision of my life to dump her. I mean, how can you not get sleepy? A very boring teacher. It's like bringing me back to physics lessons or something.
Go to therapy and work on myself, not just for me, but for the people around me.
Nephew with the violent remarks again.
Okay. That's it.
We're not beating anyone. Oh,
If you're wondering if it's scripted, the answer is, of course it is. I wrote it out because I cannot freeball this. This is a very serious situation. I want to make this real, and that's it. Okay? I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend my...
I'm going to defend myself by accusing her of killing her rabbits, pretending that the sexual assault was okay because I apologized to her and I also wanted to apologize to her, but then I apologized to her, but then I wanted to apologize to her right then, but then instead I just left. But then I apologized to her while I wanted to apologize to her. And then when I really wanted her back, I brought her finally back, and she finally got to express to me her feelings. I handed them back to her because I wanted to be a free man at 30 and left for Japan. And even though she begged me to stay, I just opened the door and walked out and never spoke to her again. But I will stand up for myself, and I hope that she can move on. Meanwhile, I'm going to people, unprovoked, telling them that if she ever speaks about me, I'm gonna destroy her. Wow. Wow.
Myself in these situations, I'm not going away.
I want to
I have
make
no
this
plans to go
real,
away.
right?
And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated.
Oh.
I have dozens of photos.
Here's the funny thing. A lot of the situations today were exaggerated. Her video came out yesterday when he recorded this, as far as I know. So everything that happened today, I suppose, was exaggerated. That could be real. It could be true. Also, him in the middle of a 40-minute video saying, "Oh, by the way, this is very, very true what I'm about to say right now." Forget the rest. This one thing that I'm about to tell you is very true. It's true.
Videos, calls, and messages as well. if
Right?
She has them.
If he goes on Tinder today, he's gonna have like 120 matches just in the first hour. People are
I
gonna
have
be fighting
things
for
I will
him.
be leaking over the next few days
Oh.
of other people, of other things.
Oh.
I have a lot of messages that I have
Oh.
that I'm going to expose as time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild. But
Full on
I want
demon
to make
time.
it very clear.
What I understood from this is he didn't want her to travel alone. I suppose because it only makes sense. While she traveled alone, he brought his brother and his ex-girlfriend to witness the neglect that her poor rabbits were going through. And she didn't want her to travel alone, but also she wanted to be with him 24/7. But also, he drove off to her house and people were taking pictures of him doing that. But also those were her stalkers. It all makes perfect sense. I feel like I'm gonna dream about this when I go to bed. This is so crazy.
When it comes to Emiru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan. My plan for myself was very simple.
Oh.
If Emmy were to say something about me, I would say her,
What?
and that I was going to use her rabbits against her.
Wait,
That-
what?
But I want to make it very clear. When it comes to Emiru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan.
That's exactly what you did. What do you mean? You had videos ready, you showed them. You tried to convince us that it was her fault, that your brother thought so too.
My plan for myself was very simple. If Emmy were to say something about me, I would say something back.
It was never his plan, but he had the plan for himself to do exactly what he just did.
That's it. I never had a plan in my life to go after her or do anything. It was if she ever said anything, I would say something as well. And that's completely understandable.
The mental gymnastics are not even gymnasticking. Oh my god.
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes
a
after
good
me,
question.
then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said.
And that was unprovoked. Nobody talked to him about her. Like, he just came to people and he was like, if she ever comes against me, I'll go nuclear. I'll date him because he's finest. Will you date him for his looks, for his charm, or for his bright mind? Maybe for his romantic gestures. He's really good at being avoidant when you're trying to express your feelings, I suppose. I don't think you would look forward to dating this guy. No, I don't date guys like that. Especially if they have Harley Davidson. I'm more of a Suzuki type of a girl, you know? Get that backing sleigh. Didn't have a plan, but it was always my plan. And then I ended up doing the thing that was never my plan, because it was my plan to do it if they ever did it when I was not having any plan, while going to them and telling them that if they ever do this to me, this is my plan. Oh, lordy. Fryness, would you leave your rabbits next to him? That's the real question. TwitchCon, is that like a Golden Globe nasty shoving tooth bang bang? It's where people go to get sexually assaulted. Sadly. Slider had a Suzuki, just saying. What happened to your Suzuki? Did you leave it in the living room of this man? Is that where things go to die? I'm sorry, it's such a dark joke. Poor rabbits. They deserved better, but I feel like, judging by the character alone, and I'm not a person who thinks that women can do no wrong, believe me. Like, if you go on my Bulgarian channel right now, you would be surprised. I'm not a person who thinks that you should support your own gender no matter what. Like, that's just stupid. Judging by character alone, I feel like he might have some sadistic tendencies. And if he already had resentment at the stage while she was leaving her rabbits behind for traveling for however long time it was, he could have left those bunnies like unattended or just not cared for out of the pure resentment that he feels towards her. I could totally see this happening. And on the other side, like, she has no reason to neglect her own bunnies, especially if they were well taken care of while they were next to her in her room. Why would she suddenly stop caring for them when they were in the living room? It just does not make any sense. And he's already contradicted himself so many times that it's hard to believe him. And as I said earlier, like, narcissistic people really sometimes thrive on the pain of others, and losing a pet sometimes feels like losing a family member. Her losing multiple rabbits in 1 year, I can only imagine what kind of pain that was for her. And he was there for it. He was there for it. And he said at some point he just used her for content. He moved her in to shoot content with her. In the beginning, he had no feelings for her. I can just see him neglect animals, that's all I'm saying. I don't think it's all on her, even if she neglected them. I think that him, as an adult human being in that house, he still had some responsibility to take any step but letting them die like that. And a bunny just doesn't die in 1 day of neglect, you know? It was like, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And the fact that she's talking about stalking, about threatening, about abuse, sexual abuse, throwing stuff at her that made her bruise, and all he has to say is, I did no wrong, she abused her bunnies, is just a show of his character. That's all. And how much he really truly cared for her. Because if he truly cared for her, he would feel remorseful. If he was truly going to therapy that works, he would have at least understood that he should have empathy. Therapy can't teach you to have empathy if you don't have it. Even though some people say otherwise, I don't know if just talk therapy or EMDR can teach you to have empathy suddenly at the age of, 30 something? If he was truly growing and learning and healing and improving himself, he would be talking differently, he would be acting differently, he would have compassion for her. He wouldn't have brought the one most painful thing besides their breakup that happened to her, losing those bunnies, and brought it up in such a way to ruin her reputation. It's just such an ugly thing for a person to do. That's all. He literally took a step out of no contact, just coming to people on TwitchCon, the place where she got sexually assaulted. And that's like the cognitive connection that is in there. He sees TwitchCon, he sees Emiru. He sees Emiru getting assaulted. He remembers, I assaulted Emiru. He goes to her member of staff. He goes and says, if she talks about me, I will destroy her. That's the only way this could make sense. Otherwise, why would you do it? And why would you do it if you're innocent? I rest my case. That's all. Not the bunnies, the poor bunnies. Bunnies are so cute. Bunnies deserve love. Look at those little tiny bunnies. Freezer bunnies. Let's see, is he done? Is he done?
And that's what's going to happen. Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't. Go after me all you...
I have not anything to lose. That's the scariest line of the whole talk chat. Full demon wasn't the scariest one. That was the scariest one.
I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't.
Oh
Go
my
after me
God.
all you want. I have nothing to lose.
1,300?
And I will say this proudly. Emiru abused those rabbits. She did. And if you're in Austin, Texas, and you want to say that she didn't abuse those rabbits at my house, you're lying. You know she did. She abused those rabbits and she let them outside. And it's disgusting. And I didn't want to bring this up ever. This was not something I planned on bringing up in my life.
That's a powerful
But
monster.
it's something that she claims that she didn't do, and people are trying to defend her from that. Like Asmongold, where he says that one of her rabbits she took and brought around. What about the other 6 rabbits?
She wasn't talking about the rabbits, dude. She was talking about other things. But then again, you can't win with the other things, so you gotta attack her own poor dead rabbits.
And I think leaving Austin was the best thing, not just for me, but for everyone around me. I do believe that.
Wow.
I never got kicked out of Austin, Texas. I left myself.
Oh, okay. Chat, how much fun was this stream? -10. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. Oh, people are like cheering for him. I'm proud of you.
You're still mentally fucked? I am.
What?
I'm absolutely mentally fucked.
Yes, you
I
are,
have
my
been
dude. You need
slowly
therapy.
working on
You
it. I
need
do feel like I've
Jesus.
been getting better. I feel
Also, by the way, it doesn't take a few months to heal a trauma like that. This is like a deep, deep childhood trauma unless it was born with it. It takes years of hard work to heal yourself. So,
like I'm very calm right now. I don't feel stressed. I don't even feel angry. I feel
he looks
that
angry.
every day I'm trying to learn more and
And
more and do
stressed.
better.
I
But
don't give a fuck about it. Husband,
I'm
Blade,
going to
go
stand
get-
up for myself in a lot of these situations because
Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was very emotional and triggering.
and I don't
and
like that she was portraying that it was just me who
I
was at fault.
appreciate you being here for it,
It was a toxic relationship, and that's
even
what
though it was a hard talk. Find
Why
a
was leadership
Bible,
so
bro!
important? I will
Someone
bluntly
told
say
him to
this,
find
and
a
I'm
Bible.
very honest.
That is true. That's
I
what he
was,
needs.
and
He
I
needs
still am,
Jesus.
but I very much was someone that was massively obsessed with streaming and viewership.
Jesus can heal
And
his
when my
heart.
cancellation happened, and even before it, I mean, something you guys
Effortlessly.
know, I've been massively obsessed with streaming and viewership over the years.
Oh, there
and
it
it's
is.
disgusting, and it has ruined my fucking life. It is something that I am envious of others. I am angry at others because of it. It makes me jealous when I see others doing well, and it has made me realize that I am I'm never happy for someone else if they're doing much better than me.
That's
You
why
guys
you
know
need
this
Jesus.
is true if you watch my old stream.
He
I've
can make
always
this disappear.
been this way. I've been very envious of other people, and it's a problem. It's a serious. It was
It is a problem.
I'm definitely way better than
If
I
you
was
can
now.
be happy
or
for
I am
your
now, but it's a serious problem that I am
Close
still working
friends
on to
and
this
family
day.
and beloved.
I am not
for
perfect,
doing
and I
good.
fucked up with that. I've been this way for a very fucking long time, where I'm a competitive dude, and I think I'm very competitive with streaming because I really care about it a lot. I've sunk my whole life into this thing. So, did you really drive 150 miles an hour? I'm going to say this very clear. If
When
you know
did
me
he blame
in
us
Austin,
for
Texas,
it? In
I
which
drive
video?
fast
Where
everywhere.
can I find it? Oh,
I
oh
drive
yeah.
fast literally
oh
everywhere.
yeah. He didn't address that. She said that he drove at 150 miles per hour and said that, oh, we're both gonna die now because Mr. Beast invited somebody else to do a video and not himself. He didn't talk about this.
I'm in an Audi R8 in Austin, Texas, where the freeways are open. I drive fast all the time.
Drive fast as much as you want when you're all by yourself and the road is empty, but not when there's a lady nearby or other cars nearby. That is so irresponsible.
I do. I don't even remember what situation she was talking about. I mean, we were in cars with each other all the time. I remember one time when she was picking me up.
It's because I care. It's because I'm competitive. I'm passionate. Or this is me. I told her that this is me from the beginning. What did she expect? Or like, I had a tough childhood. I wasn't shown love. Come on, man.
From the airport, and she was in her blue Corvette, and she started the speed when we were on a straightaway when she was getting mad.
Oh, so
and she
it's
stayed
her
quiet.
fault now.
I don't remember the exact speed she got up to, but we were definitely flying. And I definitely changed Emmy in a lot of ways and made her very stressed as well, and mentally, the situations we were in, it just cataclysmed both of us.
Yeah, and you still blame
I
her
was a very
for everything.
toxic person, and I knew I needed to get out, so I broke up with her. In fact, I broke up with her twice. The first time I broke up with her, I really thought it was over. And the second time I broke up with her,
Iced tea with lemon.
was forever.
Good honey, good.
I did message her a lot afterwards.
I want some hot
primarily for
cocoa.
OTK stuff, but
In this cute little thing.
there were times where I did want to go back to her.
Chat, I have reached my limit. I
I'm not-
cannot listen to him anymore. I feel like 48 minutes was the longest that I could do, because literally 37 here and then some more on the other video. It feels like torture to my brain and my heart and my soul. I think I've had enough. Definitely have enough. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, even though I really want to continue the stream. It's already almost 2 a.m. and I have to go sleep. But I shall send you off to a friend. Let's see who's streaming right now. Also, Snuffy, where's Asmongold talking about Bulgarians and botting? I want to know. I want to watch it.